Hi, my name is Eva, and I will be presenting on Leightons interpersonal therapy group video. For question number one, I do believe Leightons defining interpersonal group therapy as a social microcosm as accurate. In a world that ostracizes people with addiction, having a group that comprises of group members who share similar experiences and now are facing similar obstacles and struggles can create a safe environment for them and thus support their recovery efforts. Furthermore, in facing and supporting each other and through those similar struggles, group members can form and emulate that social microcosm that Link speaks of because it bears its own unique identity and culture. For question number two, process versus content, I believe it's a mixture of both. I believe you need both to understand, especially to understand the client. The client provides a contact, and through that, the clinician asks questions, exploratory questions that can help the client explore deeper levels of reasoning, inner working schemas of themselves, the world, etc. This would promote that deeper level of processing. So in other words, content is important because it does provide that surface level information, but the processing of the content is what I believe is a driving force of the therapy, where deep level of reasoning and work needs to be done by the individuals. I think I'm more process, or leaning towards the process-oriented group because I feel that's deep level of work that it requires intense. It requires the members to really dig deep. I believe in order to make a transformative change, we must first have that deep level of insight of our oneself so that we can better have a sense of our own thoughts and actions. I feel that this is accomplished through processing. I believe that all behaviors serve a purpose, and especially with these groups, even though that behavior wasn't healthy, allowing them to explore why that behavior exists to begin with can help provide like that personal insight that they need, and so they can begin to formulate their own ways to cope in healthier ways that's more conducive to their recovery. For question number three, deepening vulnerability, and how did you respond to Jimmy's story about stealing his mother's pain medication? Well, I think if I would have been in the group with Jimmy, I think I would have been validating. Obviously, there was a lot of vulnerability, so letting him know, validating the vulnerability and the courage that it took for him to come out and actually tell that to the group. Furthermore, maybe allowing them to recognize that when someone's very deep in their addiction, the addiction itself makes you do things that really go against your own morals, beliefs, and values. As far as Jack's response, I believe that it was to kind of bring Jimmy back to the here and now and have Jimmy continue processing by exploring what about the group allowed him to be able to disclose such information, some deep information. And I thought it was a good way for her to also kind of transition it back to the group while still keeping Jimmy engaged. So this way the group would have an opportunity to also reflect on Jimmy's actions because they too need to be vulnerable and to be able to explore some materials and to be able to present some of that material in group. Number four, managing judgment. As far as different responses from Brian's disclosures to as opposed to Jimmy's and Louise's, Brian's, obviously the feedback that he got from group was very harsh, and I believe it is because it lacked two things, and I think one of the group members actually mentioned it, and it lacked remorse. You can see that there really was no remorse when Brian disclosed that information to the group members, and on top of that, I think it also he lacked accountability for his actions. So I think the group picked up on that, and that's why they hit him so hard with that feedback. for number 5, ending ritual, I thought it was a good way to kind of conclude the group members treatment. We do have something similar at my internship. We have a basket with stones in there, and each stone has a word on there. So the group member that's actually completing the program will go to the basket, grab one of the stones that speaks to them, and without saying the word, without commenting on it, they will pass it to each group member. Each group member will then take an opportunity to give warm wishes, just give positive feedback and what they've learned, experiences, what maybe has helped them, that maybe the group member that's leaving presented to them, and yeah, so that's kind of what they do. And then once it comes back to the group member that's leaving, they too have the opportunity to kind of state what they've learned, what their next journey is going to consist of. But I think it's very helpful because this ritual kind of provides everyone with the opportunity to practice those healthy goodbyes that we often don't get. And I think it also provides an opportunity for others who may be early in their treatment to see the outcome of group members who are completing it. So it maybe provide some hope and motivate them as well to kind of stay with the program. So yeah, thank you.